Right. Okay, for those who don't know me, but I know everybody does because I'm so popular. No, I'm joking. But I am Tatiana. I am a new diamond leader here with GGS. I went diamond in April, I believe. Just to give a little bit about myself, I started in the end of August, but I didn't really get started till September, so I count September. So I am in my 10th month. I basically sat back and watched Shari for 5 years before I sent that inbox and was like, all right, tell me what you're doing and how can I do it? So, yeah, that's enough about me. Let me introduce you guys to our newest triple diamond, Crystal. Hi, Crystal. Uh-oh. Where did she go?
You see me now?
Okay, there you go. Hi, Crystal.
Hey guys. I'm so excited to do this. This is my first interview, like official interview of all myself. So I'm so excited that you asked me to do this, Tatiana.
I get to do your first one.
Yes, you're my first one. So I'm super excited because it's going to be on my YouTube for life. So.
Oh no. Okay, well, let me give a pre. Don't judge me. My questions are not in order. I just wrote them down.
You're
so
fine.
We're just gonna go with it.
Okay.
Okay, so first, just give me like your story, your rank. Well, we know you're triple diamond, your why, and basically if how did you find it works, or did it works find you?
Okay. If y'all don't know me, I'm Crystal Stewart. I'm now triple diamond. It's so freaking weird to even say it out loud because this was my goal for all of 2020. You probably can't see my dream board, but it's back there on the dream board for December. So it's still like super new to me. But if you're going to pay attention to anything, this is the most important part of anything I'm going to give you today. I like to preach a little bit, so if I start talking too much, just tell me to shut up. But I wrote down notes so I can stay on track here. But a lot of you may not know this. With my story, I did It Works 3 years ago. I had no idea what it was. I had never heard of it. Some girl from high school kept bugging me about it. So I was like, okay, well, I just had a baby. So I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll try the wraps. If I sign up, you'll leave me alone. I'll get the wraps, whatever. So I signed up as a distributor. I had no interest in the business at all. Financially, we didn't need any extra money. Thank God. I was very blessed. I just literally joined for the products. And then life happened. I'm not going to go into like super detail about that, but life happened. And I was like, okay, well, I see everybody else making some money, so maybe I should try this. Well, at that point, it was almost 4 months since I had joined. My enroller quit. I was one of those boxes that y'all have on your chart. It's just a 400 box. Never commission qualifies theirself. Never go anywhere. I was that person. Like, I was so embarrassed to reach out to anyone because I didn't even know anyone at that point because I didn't even barely knew the girl that signed me up. But I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to reach out to this person. And just like those people on your team that you have that probably don't do anything forever, they reach out to you and you're like, oh yeah, I'm sure you're serious. Okay, whatever. So the girl that I actually reached out to, she's still in the business. I think she's an ambassador now, but she was on the run of her life at that point. Okay. So she wasn't able to really dumb it down for me. And back then, Host to Post wasn't big. We did all cold messaging, and me never doing network marketing or anything like that, I was totally intimidated by it, and I just sucked. And every time she told me to do something, it made me uncomfortable, and I just didn't do it. Like, I didn't do nothing. So about 5 months later, she was going for a big promotion. She stacked every distributor under me but one for me to go Emerald because she needed me to go Emerald. And then after that, I quit. I just quit. I didn't know what I was doing. I did not sign all the customers my first 30 days to get my shopping spree. I barely signed a customer here and there, and those were all family. And I just felt overwhelmed. And still at the point, I feel like I didn't really have a big why. And I saw other people making money, and I wasn't making money fast enough. And I just quit. I just gave up. And I will tell you guys, like, that is the most important thing that I can give to each of you. Because even coming back the second time, we all have those instances where we just want to give up because it's too much, or maybe it's not too much, but you just don't know, like you don't know enough. But I never asked anybody for help. I never searched on YouTube. I never took the initiative to do it myself. And I just said, it's too hard. It's not for me. And I want to make sure that you guys remember there's always going to be hard times. There's still hard times for me. But you have to decide whether you want it or you don't. And if you don't want it and you want to be somewhere else, then do that. But if you want it, you sometimes have to go after it yourself. People aren't always going to handhold you. You're not always going to like be pinged into the right trainings, or you're not always going to get the notification for that post you need to see. You have to be proactive to do it. So for me, quitting literally was not because I failed at this business. It's because I didn't even try. I just gave up because I didn't make an effort to do it. So stupid me, I did join another company because I failed at one, might as well, I'm going to
Hey, trial and error.
So some girl that had left, not too long after I did was like, oh, this is great. The grass is so green over here. Come on. So I spent $750 on multiple credit cards, money I did not have, to join a company, again, that I knew nothing about. I knew nothing about network marketing, still wasn't really working my social media. And I stayed with that business for a whole year because I'm committed, and I made $0. Okay. So that whole time, I'm sorry, I'm getting to it, guys. I'm getting to it. That whole time, I had seen Lachelle do a training like years ago when I had first started. I think she maybe did something for our team. And I always liked her personality, and that she was just she didn't have any filter back then, guys, at all. Like there was no filter. She was a lot like me. And I just remember following her story, and I still didn't really connect with her. But for some reason, she was still on my social media. And lots of times I would see her pop up because she was very consistent. And she wasn't consistently talking about the business or even products, but she was showing how her life was changing. And then during that time period, her mom got cancer. And I remember watching that whole thing and her just being so transparent about the whole process. And It Works was what helped her pay for all of that. And I was like, wow, like something is still bringing me back to this. So.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Am I muted?
Okay, I hear you now.
Okay. If you don't have a why, it's okay. Because even the second time, I didn't have a why. For whatever reason, God just brought me back over and over, okay? So at that time, again, financially, we were fine. I was good, whatever. I really just missed a lot of the products. And I was like, maybe if I start with somebody that seems so transparent, and I'm just transparent from the get-go, and I tell her, look, I quit. I didn't know what I was doing. I never tried. Maybe I can do it this time. So I messaged her on Facebook one day, and I said, hey, what's your website? I'm signing up under you. And she was like, I had never talked to her in my life. And she was like, wait, who are you? Have you ever been a distributor, whatever? And I was like, yeah, I have, but I quit. That doesn't matter. Like, just give me your name site. I'm ready to go. So she signed me up. And again, I was nervous because the first thing she told me to do was watch a video about host to post. And that had just started when I started the first time. And I was like, oh my God, like I cannot do host to post. Like nobody's going to post for me, whatever. So I just did what she said because I was like, if I do this next, like I did last time, sorry, I'm trying to read the comments, but not. If I do this like I did last time and not get out of my comfort zone, I mean, if you repeat the same thing over and over, you're going to get the same results, right?
Right.
Okay, I'm just going to do what she says for a little bit. I don't really want to tell her again. I'm just joining for the products, but whatever, so I'll do it. So basically I signed up under her. Maybe a month or two, I really didn't do anything. Again, I really didn't have a why, guys. And that people always told me to have a why. And I mean, I wanted a little extra money here and there, but I really didn't feel like I needed it. Like I felt, of course we had debt, we had credit card debt, car payments, whatever, but I always felt like that was life, so I didn't really feel like I needed it anymore. I thought I was blessed in the situation I was in, that I was able to cover those credit cards every month or whatever. So I really wasn't after the money at all. About 2 months into it, my grandma, who lives in Indiana, I live in Georgia, had a life-threatening incident. I got a call. I worked over full-time in healthcare. I got a call that, they didn't know if she was going to make it. So I'm not going to cry, guys.
Please don't cry.
I'm going to cry, guys. But this is so important. So I got on Expedia or whatever, everything I could find to find flights. And I remember exactly, it was $548 one way. And I told you, like, I never had a why. I never needed extra money. I didn't think, right? And I couldn't go because I didn't have $548. So I sat at work crying for like half the day. And then I finally told my boss I gotta leave, and lied to her, told her I was going just so I could leave, because I literally couldn't focus and get anything done. And I remember I got home and it was probably 9 hours before I knew if she was okay. And I'm very, very, very close to my family, so that was so hard. I'm not gonna cry. But I found out she was okay, thank the Lord Jesus. And I immediately called the show, and I was like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I just signed up for the products, but I don't ever, ever, ever want to be in this situation again. I don't ever want to be in that situation where money determines what I get to do, whether it's with my family or my kids seeing their family or anything like that. And I realized, wow, maybe we're not as well off as I thought we were. And throughout this process, my husband has been going through a custody battle, which again, thankfully we were okay. Like, we didn't have big expenses or anything like that. But as the process went on, we have had to pay $58,000 in my 7 months with It Works, guys.
Wow.
So I didn't have a why, and I didn't have a story that I knew of. But God knew that I needed this. Okay, like, I didn't come in this to work and get these bonuses. Like, I didn't think I was good enough for that, because I quit and failed before. And I didn't realize that 7 months from now, if I didn't have this income, we wouldn't have a house. You know, we wouldn't have, or we would give up the custody case and not be able to see my stepchildren. So it's so important that your why doesn't have to be big, and your why doesn't have to be monetary, and it doesn't have to be the day you start. Okay. But don't quit just because your why doesn't look like somebody else. Or maybe your why is just the products, and that's okay. But I'm a true believer that God brings all of us to this company. I'm a big faith person, and I think a lot of us are. He knows what you need when you don't need it. And when you least expect it, this company can be the biggest blessing of your life. And that's exactly what happened for me. Did I cover your question?
You did. You more than covered it.
Totally forgot my notes, guys, but I think I got everything. And I was a manager in healthcare for 12 years. And I think one of your other questions, I can just roll right into that one real quick and be done with it. Like I said, I didn't start for money. Within 5 months, I went diamond and got the $15,000 bonus. At that point, I was bringing home the same amount that I was bringing home after childcare. So about half, basically, because childcare is expensive. I have 2 toddlers, very expensive. So at that point, me and my husband looked at each other and we were like, okay, you know, maybe this is real. Maybe this can actually happen. So I put in my notice at 5 months. But with the career I was in, I kind of had to give a 2-month notice because I was in a leadership administrative position. So I gave them the 2 months notice. And by the time I quit, I was making more than my full-time income in healthcare. So it all worked out just perfectly. And now I'm triple diamond. So definitely doing a lot better than I was there.
Congrats. Congrats. Let me see here. So with that, you're not still working as the healthcare manager, right? You're home.
No. Nope, I'm home full time.
How soon did you quit your full-time job and make It Works your full-time?
So at 5 months, I put in my notice.
Okay.
And then 7 months within It Works, I quit.
Okay.
And I just hit double diamond. I hadn't actually got paid the bonus at 7 months, but I had just hit the rank at 7 months.
Okay. That's all good stuff. So this can happen like that. Okay, so the first time I met you was at conference, which was so much fun. Mm-hmm. So how important would you say conference is to newbies or just in general?
So I know there's probably at least 5 of you on here right now that are like, I'm not going to say a cuss word, screw conference. They're saying because they want your money. That was me, guys. I was like, okay, what can I not learn there that I haven't already saw on YouTube or on all these Zooms or whatever that they tell me? So I at first was like, yeah, I'm not going to go to conference. Like, I'm just going to tell Lachelle I'm going to go so she'll be cool with me, but I'm not going to go. And then I think there was some kind of group. It was like a push group, like right before conference. And I don't remember who, actually, I cannot think of her name for the life of me. I'll think of it later. But there was a girl that talked about her story and how she had actually like overdosed and tried to commit suicide and was talking about this whole business and everything. And her story, for whatever reason, I think it's Christy, I can't think of her last name, but she just hit me, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, I like her story. She seems legit, whatever, I'll go. Okay. So I had no intentions or any understanding of what I was getting myself into, guys. And I'll tell you, part of your question was about newbies. I don't tell my newbies about conference. Because the first time in this business, everybody pressured me to do things, and I didn't know what I was doing to begin with. Okay. So it was too much for me as a newbie. So I definitely don't tell my newbies about it until I know that they know what's going on with the business and what this is. Because if they're not in it to do the business, they're not going to be in it to go to conference. But conference, literally in my life, probably other than childbirth, it's like it's the craziest experience that you will ever experience. Like,
Yes.
are gonna go, like, your cup is so poured into. You will be laughing, crying, hearing a million stories that relate to you, just seeing the people in real life too, and seeing that these are real people, even if they're millionaires or whatever. They're all real people, and they look real and they feel real, and they're not even wearing Louis Vuitton. Like, they're just wearing regular old it works clothes like us. And it's just like, you couldn't get enough of it. And it's funny because me and some of the girls on my team that went last year, we have been talking about conference nonstop. And we're like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go like a week early this time because we want to get all the good seats, and we're going to go early and everything. So it's definitely something, no matter how you got to get there. Don't worry about where you're going to stay. Don't worry about transportation, because there's somebody that you can sleep on their couch or the floor or whatever. And when it comes down to the end, if you need help, any of us will help you get there, because it is truly life changing. Like, I heard so many people say that they went from diamond to double or diamond or whatever. I'm like, that's not going to be me. And then look, guys, I went from diamond to triple in less than a year, just from conference. And I'm telling you, it's from conference. It changes your mindset. Like, what you hear in person, it's so important.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of what you said, I joined in, I think, September. I think I bought my conference ticket in October to make me stay committed until after conference. And I am so glad I bought that ticket. I had a good time with strangers.
I'm gonna buy it because I want the bonus, whatever bonus we got with it. I think there was like discount kits or something.
Yeah.
I'm not really gonna go, but I'm just gonna buy it. Discount kit.
It was a good investment. We had
definitely.
Let's see here. So I see your page a lot, and I always talk about your boys and how they look like they're having so much fun. So how do you balance like family and business? Like, how do you make time for both?
Oh, guys, my life is complete. Like,
I love it.
There is no balance. I had so much more, believe it or not, when I worked 50 hours a week, because I had a schedule. You know, I knew when my lunch hour was. I knew when my meetings were or whatever. At home, you don't have that, especially like my boys. It's stupid. I didn't want them to watch TV or do electronics and all that stuff when they were super young, because I'm like, I don't want them to be those kids that never want to play outside and all this. So now my kids are 4 and 2, and neither one will sit still and watch TV or play it. I'm telling you, it's chaos. But when I got home, like, my mindset, I had like a structure of what I wanted days to look like and what I wanted to have happen for my business every day. But 9 out of 10 days, it doesn't happen that way at all. So you have to be smart, and whether you're working full time or you're staying at home or you're quarantined and all of a sudden working at home and homeschooling, you have to figure out how it's going to work. And that may be different every day. Some people do really great, like Erin Tweed. She gets up at like 4 o'clock every day and does her product, posts and everything ready for the day, does her coffee, goes and works out. And she has small children, and that works for her. It doesn't go that way for me ever. So I have things by the end of the day I want to get done, but I cannot go, okay, 7 o'clock I'm going to do this, 9 o'clock I'm going to do this, whatever. So pretty much most of the day, if you see anything on my page, it's probably me or my kids, or we're making breakfast or whatever, just our normal life. And then in between, I think the most things I work on during the day are with my team, because they know my kids. They hear their voices. They don't care if they're screaming in the back of a voice message or whatever. So I help my team all day long. Like that's primarily what I do from 9 to 5. At nap time, I do my best to get in between 1 and 3 power hours. Obviously, we still got to keep a house clean and eat and all that good stuff too. So like I said, every day it changes. But I just work around when I know that I'm going to be intentional with my time. So for sure, at nap time every day I work. And then when they go to bed, I try my best to work 1 to 3 hours. This too. Yeah, girl, they don't take a nap every day either. Or like I said, I have 2 of them. They sleep in the same room. So sometimes one takes a nap and the other one doesn't. So you just work with what you got. The good thing is if anybody's on my page, whether it's a customer or a team member, they know what my life is like. So I'll get back with you, but it may be like 10 o'clock at night.
Yes, I love your cowboys. You have 2 little cowboys.
They think they're real life cowboys.
Okay, so where would you say the bulk of your customers come from? Host to post, or another secret you can give us?
I would, guys. It's so funny because, like I said, I thought host to post was stupid, and I did not want to do it the first time or the second time. But 99% of my customers come from host to post. Okay, and I'll tell you though, they don't always come from that person's host to post or that initial conversation. A lot of times I post a lot of before and afters, or I post a lot of pictures or videos of me using products. So sometimes I'm having a conversation with someone from a host to post and the conversation just falls off. 3 weeks later, they see something that attracted them and they message me. Like, I'm the worst person at follow-up. So I will tell you right now, I don't do it consistently. That's the biggest thing I need to improve on. But people see that I'm posting before and afters or products, or they see that I'm really using it, or they see my voice, or they see my room's a freaking mess and I'm a real person, or whatever it is, and they decide, okay, hey, now I'm ready. But initially, like the startup definitely always starts from host to post, and I like only do Thermophyte X host to post still. Like I don't mess with nothing else.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, so what keeps you motivated? Like, what keeps you from beating up on yourself if you don't get like your today's list done? What keeps you like, okay, that was yesterday, today's a new day?
So I'm gonna try to look at my notes on this one because I had some good stuff. I am like the biggest self-doubter ever, and that is something personally and professionally I've always had to work on. I am always the person that says I'm not good enough for that, or I'm not able to do that, or she gets it because of this. You know, she gets it because she's popular, or she gets it because she's rich, or whatever. And that's something I've always had to work on myself. So when I came in this business, I was the same way. But I heard so many people talking about self-development. And again, like, I'm not kidding, guys. I don't read. I don't do anything. I think everything's stupid. Like, that's just me. I'm like, I got 2 toddlers. I don't have time for that crap. Okay. But I heard everyone talking about it all the time. And I'm like, you know, maybe I need to just freaking listen to what they're saying. So I tried reading books. I tried doing audiobooks. I tried YouTube. None of that was working for me, to be honest. Every time the month restarted, I'm like, God, am I going to get it this month? Am I going to maintain it? Is there any way I can sign more than 5 customers? Maybe last month I was just really, really lucky. You know, maybe last month God was looking out for me, but this month I'm not going to be able to do it. So every month still, I start my month off like that. So I know that I have to do self-development. And what I love for self-development is, I can share it with you guys later. There's something on Spotify. It's daily affirmations. But then I add to it. So it's pretty simple. Like, I am worthy. I am rich. I am worth it, whatever. And then as I've learned to do that every day, or even sometimes more than once a day, if I'm having a really bad day, I'm not going to lie. And prayer for sure too, praying. But I've learned what are certain things in myself that I don't think I'm good enough at. And sometimes for me, I don't think I'm a great distributor enroller. That's a weakness of mine. Following up's a weakness too. But I know that distributors, so I literally will say 100 times a day, I'm a mass distributor enroller. And I used to think I was so stupid saying it, but when you actually say things out loud, even if it doesn't speak it into reality necessarily, it speaks the negativity out of your mind. So that is something I have to do almost every day, sometimes more than once a day, is whenever I get in that place of beating myself down or thinking somebody else is better than me or whatever, I have to do that. But another thing that motivates me a lot is we have a lot of baby mama drama, and we're in a small town, okay? I have a lot of haters, okay? I have so many people that talk crap about me every day, share my posts, share my pictures, share my phone number, whatever they want to do. So bizarrely enough, me being such a self-doubter, that motivates the hell out of me. Like, I love it when I get to post something or buy something or do something and I can be like, yeah, you can talk shit all you want, guys, but I did this. Like, this is real. So I think like the haters, truthfully, yes, they motivate me. And like even people in high school and guys, even my family, okay, my husband's family, everybody, people still, like even my mom, she doesn't make fun of me. But every time I talk to her about the business, she always says, okay, well, I hope you have a backup plan because that's really going good, but it might not last forever. Okay. So just having those people that are so negative actually works for me. And I'm just like, okay, guys, you can keep talking crap, but it just, that pushes me. So it's like, every time I get one of those negative things, I'm like, oh no, screw you. I'm going to prove you wrong. And then I just go on a run and then here we go again. So I think that's it on my notes on that one.
Okay, well, I thought this was for 40 minutes, but they're giving me the 7-minute mark already. So my last two questions, we're going to run them together.
All right.
Give me like your top 3 leaders that you follow and your a few of your daily must-dos. Like every day I have to do these things.
Okay. I follow obviously people within our team, but I also follow Tiffany Herr and Jade Hooper, probably my biggest ones because their house is out of control like mine. Their mouths are out of control. I used to follow, Cheyenne Knox and all those people, but I wasn't relatable to them at all. Even their posts, that didn't make sense to me. So for inspiration, I wasn't finding it. So I think it's really important to look at everybody and find somebody that you can relate to. It doesn't matter the color of their skin, their age, anything like that. It matters how you find the person that you think that could be my best friend in real life. And that's the person that you follow because they're going to inspire you on a different level than somebody that's not relatable to you will. And my must-dos every day. I always post at least once a day on Instagram and Facebook. I do the exact same post on both. My Instagram is a little bit less businessy because I'm still trying to get that back up. So if I do post anything about making money or something like that, I kind of, I don't know what the word is. I kind of am a little more vague on Instagram. Like I don't just put it out there because I don't want people to come to my page that I'm adding and think that that's what I'm all about without getting to know me first. I always do at least 1 power hour a day. And like I said, it may not all be at the same time. But some of the things I do, no matter what, always interact on Facebook and Instagram. And that is something I can fit in throughout the day when the kids are playing or whatever. I can do that whenever, and it doesn't take a lot of mind power to do. So I do 15 minutes at least on Facebook and then like 10 minutes on Instagram. I message for haps every single day.
Okay.
I try to set a goal of 15 to 20, getting 15 to 20 haps up, but it doesn't always work. So now my goal is at least 20 messages a day. Some days I do 150 messages. Some days I only do 15. So it just, you have to remember if you have a really crappy day on Monday, then Tuesday you got to double up. Like you have to make up for it. You can't just have a crappy day all week long and expect at the end of the month you're going to promote. And checking in with my team. I think especially after you hit Diamond, that's probably the most important thing in your business because you already know what you're doing. You already know how to chart. You know how to sign customers. You should know how to sign distributors if you make it to Diamond. But you may have new people or people that are getting to be Diamond and they need a lot of help. So that's something that I spend probably 60% of my business on is checking in with my team, helping them with their projections and how much volume they need, helping them know where to move customers and things like that.
Okay. 4-minute mark. So I'll throw in this last one. What are your top 3 to leadership tips for us distributors? Like what are some things that we should be doing really quick?
Well, my number 1 tip is just freaking do it. Whatever, just do it. Like get over yourself. I'm an example. I failed before because I didn't do anything that anybody told me to do. So some of it seems repetitive, some of it seems stupid, some of it doesn't make sense. But anybody that's in this business, even if they're just a Ruby, okay, if you've been in this business for a couple of months, you know what you're doing, and everyone is here to help you. So just do it. Like, just, you have to do the work, guys. They're not always going to come to you. Even as a triple diamond, and I have, I don't know how many followers, it's not like my inbox all day long is, hey, I want to get thermophyte. Hey, I want to get coffee. That doesn't happen. And even, I mean, at Shari and Lachelle's level, that's not a normal day in their life, guys. You still have to do the work to get it. And another thing that I would say, especially for my first round, this round, I'm so grateful to have so many people help me whenever I need it. But even if you're watching this, you may feel like your enroller or your upline or whatever isn't always there to help you, or maybe they answer you in a way you don't understand or whatever. Don't be afraid to reach out to anybody, okay? Especially me. I'll help you all day long because I have time during my crazy kids.
Inbox shit.
And I know, yes. So many of you on this video right now are not on my downline at all, okay? Tatiana, Naya, Ashley, I'm trying to think if I missed one, I'm so sorry, Cora, none of them are under me at all, but all of us go to each other for things. And so I just want you to remember that just your upline and your downline is not your sisterhood, okay? This whole entire team is here to help you, and we want you to be successful. So if you feel like you're not getting the help you need, or you just don't understand, or maybe you're embarrassed because you did like me, you didn't work for 4 months, and then you want to come back and you feel like that person's going to be hard on you or not answer you or whatever. Just reach out to anybody. Anybody in the whole It Works team will help you, but we're especially here to help you. So don't be afraid to ask before you ever give up on something.
Okay. Well, we're at our 2-minute mark. I just want to thank you. And that is about it, guys.
Anybody have any questions? Because I could not pay attention to the chat at all, or anything you want to say. If you want to, just unmute yourself and I will help you. Or if you want to
proud of you, Crystal, and we love you.
Great. This was great. Y'all are amazing.
Thank you. I'm so happy for my first interview to be with the Girl Gang.
Yes. I was happy to do it.
I know, and you did great. See?
Even though I was shaking over here, biting on my nails and everything.
You set the bar high, Tatiana.
Y'all did great.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm trying to see if there's anything else I wanted to say, because I feel like I'll probably miss something, but it's okay.
We're right at a minute mark, so make it good. Make it count.
Like I said, I'll say it this way because I say it to so many people. You will sign a distributor that comes in and just disappears, or they come to you and they say, I've been in a week, I haven't made any money, I think I want to quit. If you ever get that in your head, or somebody ever gets it in their head, just remember, your why and your time may not be right this minute, but don't completely quit, because you have to start all over.
Quit.
Please reach out to somebody, and there are so many options, because if I would have known that the first time, guys, I would have probably been ambassador by now. If I would have just kept my account and jumped back in when life was the right time, but I didn't. I completely canceled everything. I didn't know. So just remember, like, you may have a rough month and you may not be able to afford eSuite or something like that. That's okay. There's options. You don't just have to give up completely, because for whatever reason you're here, not only